not shaken. Our dream is solid and unshakable. It is so clear as a team of superstars where we are headed. And our dream is not a small dream. You know, it's such a huge dream that we are ready to pay the price, you know. If you want to achieve a huge prize, then you have to pay some significant price, you know, see. And we are all ready for that. And where we've come from, we have learned that this is the business that God has, you know, brought us up to do. And as we march forward to achieving our wildest dreams, we don't want to achieve alone. We want to achieve with as many people as God will bring our way. And I am excited to see that as leaders, we are, you know, doing it. We are not just saying, we are not just talking of the things we want to do. We are literally doing them. Because success doesn't lie in talking. Success lies in doing what you said you would do. And it is doing regardless of the circumstances. You know, I am so excited that when COVID-19 came in, none of us as leaders really got shaken to the point of, you know, forfeiting their dreams. We were hung down there, and time has proved that there is no challenge that can really bring us down. And therefore, we want to march with forward. And today, I want to share with us a few things that will help us to quickly achieve our dreams. Because we've said we are not, you know, trying to find our way. We just want to accelerate. And one concept that will help us to accelerate towards our dreams and achieve our wildest dreams is, you know, having the charisma to achieve excellence. I don't really believe in mediocrity and doing things for the sake of doing things. It is either we do the business to excellence or we don't do it at all. Because what will define us are not the things we are average at. It is the things that we are experts at, you know, the things that you do in the best way possible. You know, you do it as if you are the world star. You become a world class in what you are doing. And for us to really pursue charisma in our business, where charisma simply means, you know, having the highest level of influence, you know, that level where people even think, oh, this guy is just the second to God. I mean, this is the man sent by God to redeem us. For us to do that, we need to first be self-monitoring. Self-monitoring means you go to a mirror and you look at yourself and you ask yourself, am I really doing the best that I can never do? And many times, you look at yourself and you realize that you've not even started doing anything yet. I told you the story of guys who, I think they were from Western Kenya, because that is where people really mourn, and you know, they know how to mourn. And there is this guy who died, and the boss, the CEO of the company, you know, announced to the rest of the staff members that, you know what, the man who has been, you know, barring your promotion has died. And you know, they were curious to know, who is this that has been hindering my promotion? And as the story goes, when they went to see the man in a coffin, in their hearts they were rejoicing, although from their faces they were mourning. Mourning because somebody has died, but rejoicing because the person who was barring their success and their promotion is no more, so they would now be promoted. And you know what? Each man, when they arrived at the coffin, they were so shocked and they became too emotional and they cried the more. Why? Because there was a mirror in the coffin, inside the coffin. So everybody could see themselves through the mirror. And that meant that the person who has been hindering their promotion and their success is the same person they are seeing in the mirror, and that is themselves. Now, when you do self-monitoring, you realize that you are the only one who can hinder yourself from succeeding. So as a charismatic person, you go to a private room and you ask yourself, am I doing the best that I can ever do? And then you be impressive. You want, when you appear in your team, you want to be so impressive that they want to be like you. I've heard many people say amongst ourselves, you know, when I grow up, I want to be like you, karaoke. Well, maybe there is something I did that is impressive and you want to achieve the same. Now, God has given us teams to lead. And we want them to develop some values, especially the value of excellence. Now, the only one proven formula for all of us is becoming strong role models of what you want them to become. You be that very strong role model that they don't want to do what they heard you say. They want to do what they saw you doing. That is the reason why in our team, we've had enormous success in the past. Why? Because we've shown the team that we don't want mediocrity at all. A superstars team, we want to shine them all. And your followers, your team will not do what they hear you say. They'll be very keen to look at what you do. Do you lead by example? So are you a true role model? There is a good reason why some people will keep succeeding and they keep succeeding and they continue succeeding while others are struggling to succeed. Those who succeed always is because they don't lead by telling, they lead by showing. So that role model is very, very important. Now, the other thing is we must appear very competent to our team members that we are leading. You know, sometimes you might not be so sure of something, but you cannot appear to be incompetent before them. What happens is when your team feels like you are not sufficient, like you are not really knowledgeable, they break, or rather you break that trust. Now, charisma requires that when your people look at you, you know, when they look at you, they see someone who is just so knowledgeable. That doesn't mean that you know everything, but the confidence in which you talk to them should really show them that you are an expert in this business. It doesn't matter how long you have been in the business. By the way, always avoid the scenario of asking your upline director you know, some questions when you are with the team that you are leading. It is okay to ask, but don't ask when you are with them. This is some wisdom. Tell them, I will get back to you in a minute. Let me finish what I'm doing now. And then you can buy that 1-2 minutes to consult. That way they won't know that you are asking. But if every time they hear you, oh, let me ask my upline, oh, I don't know that one, let me ask, then they will feel like you're not competent. So appear, I'm using the word appearing deliberately. I didn't say be. I didn't say you become. I am saying appear competent before your followers, even in areas where you are not competent. Now, the other thing that we'll need is to to help our teams to set high goals, and we show them that we expect them to achieve those goals, because the two are different. Helping them to set high goals is one thing, and communicating your expectation that you expect them to achieve those high goals is another thing. If you want to develop directors, because this is what we are called for, to develop leaders, and in our opportunity, we know that the true leadership starts from directorship. So to develop directors, you must first help your team, each person individually, to really set the target of becoming a director, and you show them how one becomes a director. But more importantly, show them that you don't expect anything short of that. Sometimes we tell them, oh, work it out and become. And then we show them that we have some doubts. How do you do that? By telling them, but in case you don't make it, now you see, you've diluted what you already did initially. You must show them that there is no other way than to become a director. Simon Malusi knows what I'm talking about, because Professor Maweo just became a director the other day in his team. And you can be sure Professor Maweo became a director just because there was no other option. And we couldn't buy the issue of, oh, it's like the man is over. Nothing like that. The man can only be over when he has become a director. As long as he has not become a director, then the man is not yet over. Don't ask me if he never became, whether we would still be in July. But the thing is, we planted in him that there is no other way, there is no option. This month of August, how many of your distributors, senior managers, have you planned with and set high targets for directorship this month? And have you shown them that there is no other option? You see, they will die for it when they know that there is no other option than to just become a director. And when they become, they look back and they say, wow, so you mean I was to become? And they would really regret if they never became. So that's very important. Setting high standards or goals, in this case, director, and then showing them that you don't expect anything else than them achieving those goals. Now, the other thing is, you must be on fire, and you help them catch, or you let them catch that fire. You see, this opportunity and this business, you will not do it when you are cold. You have to be on fire so that people can be attracted to you. Remember, out there, people are too cold. People are cold because of the financial problems and because of the COVID-19. They are looking for someone who is hot. And you have to be so hot that everyone wants to be with you. So when you catch fire, then you spread it to your team. And everybody will be on fire. And I'm telling you, you'll be unstoppable. You'll achieve anything that you want in this opportunity. And that is the only way you'll make big steps in our opportunity. Now, the other thing is maintain high spirit. Even in adversity, maintain high spirit. You see, when you are in high spirit, you command influence. High spirit means you don't care what the circumstances are. It is like someone who has taken 1 or 2 for the road. Okay, I have not taken any time. I've never taken. I know some of us here don't have experience of the same. But I hear those who take 1 or 2 for the road, they are on high spirits that they will fall into waters and they don't even feel it. They fall and wake up. They don't want to know. They are in their own world. Dr. Marusi Reverend will also tell you that when you are in spirit now, the right one, the Holy Spirit, you are at a high level that you get detached from the limitations of the world. You don't anymore feel like you are limited. You don't feel like anything is impossible. You will go telling people, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Not because of you now, but because you are in spirit. You are in higher spirits. And that is what we need. Guys will go all the way to 5 diamond director, but not by operating at a low spirit realm. We have to style up and be sparked up there where we know no defeat, we know no challenge, we can only see win, and we don't we don't allow win-lose situation. We have only one option. Our approach is win-win approach. That is the approach for someone who is in high spirits, like myself. Oh my God. I'm just seeing myself as a 5 diamond director. I don't care how people will view that. What I know is it is possible. And what I know is it is possible for everyone seated here. I can't see anyone standing. It's possible for everyone seated here to become a 5 diamond director. What don't we have that those who have become have? We have everything. And better still, we have Christ in us. I mean, as long as he is the CEO, then it's even easier for us to become 5 diamond director than anyone else. And that is what God has called us for. He didn't call us into this opportunity to become directors. That is just the starting point. You started this business when you became a director. Why should you stick at the starting point? You don't, if you are a champion, you don't stop after, sprinting in the first few seconds. When you sprint, that is just the beginning of acceleration. You accelerate until you get to the finishing line. And for all of us, we have to take it that we have just started the business. And the last month, it really shown us that, man, we can do this thing, and the world will know that superstars, team leaders are on fire. So let's be on, higher spirits, even when things are not working out, even in adversity. You see, we have just, disobeyed the language of COVID-19, and we've twisted that so that now we are saying COVID-19 is the greatest blessing that God has given us for many years. I have personally never sponsored 24, personal. But because of COVID-19, I have been able to do that. And this month, Pieros and myself want to double that to over 40. And it is possible for you also. It's possible. I mean, why should you go to bed today before you achieve what you had committed to achieve? Refuse. I mean, just decide this month you only go to bed after achieving what you had said to achieve. You had set to achieve. Right, I can see someone is like, yeah, for sure, I will not sleep anymore. By the way, you will sleep in Miami. Just work it out, become a president, and you'll go and sleep there. Why should you just sleep where you are not even enjoying? You cannot enjoy sleeping where you have always slept all the years. I mean, surely. The other thing is, for the people you are leading, touch their hearts. Not only the heads. Don't just touch their minds. Go deeper beyond their mind and touch the hearts. Touching the heart means you work with this person one at a time in in a very emotional way. Here you engage emotions. I mean, just walk with them until they feel this guy, this upline is so empathetic. He or she is really feeling even what I'm going through. That will help them to now do the business, not in the normal way. You see, sometimes not sometimes, for all of us, we have large teams, but we have very few people in our teams who are building their business with heart attachment. Many are building the business with mind's attachment. But what we want is that heart attachment, where they will reach a point of committing. It is either I succeed or I succeed. It is whatever comes first, Christ or 5-diamond director. And you know, when you commit like that, there is no way you will fail to achieve. I was talking to someone and she was asking me, how are you able to do and handle that kind of a business? And I told her, you know, I have committed, I've immersed myself into this thing completely. I'm just in it. I am totally sold out into this opportunity. I'm doing it not for the sake of doing it. I'm doing it in a way that I can never do it any better. And of course, committing the same to God, because He blesses the work of our hands. So as you work with your team, make sure you interlock your hearts. Let them feel that really my upline is more than just a business associate. Be more than a friend. Feel them, you know, be empathetic. Empathy is different from sympathy. Feel them and encourage them even when they are down, when they are going through some, you know, issues in their lives. And the last point I want to share with us is we must develop and share a compelling vision that will destroy their comfort zones. We develop and share a compelling vision that will destroy their comfort zones. I can tell you for a fact that starting with us, and then our distributors and managers and senior managers, they can do too much. But unfortunately, many people are at a comfort zone. And the worst are the people who think they are not in a comfort zone when they are really deep in it. You know, you have, and we started, our first point was self-monitoring. You have to really assess yourself whether you're in a comfort zone. How do you know whether you're in a comfort zone? Look at the value you are putting in your 1 hour in a day. Every 1 hour, how much value are you putting in it? If a whole hour can go and you've not really called as many people as you should call if you are becoming a present team member, then you're in a comfort zone. And you must get to that point of, you know, evaluating yourself honestly and deciding, yes, I have been exposed. And then you get out of the comfort zone, you do the 7 things we talked about up there. You get to another level and you'll be able to do the same for your people. Now, what will help you to dismantle your comfort zone for good is that compelling vision. How big is your vision, ladies and gentlemen, about this business? How big is your vision? You know, we don't have other years remaining for us to be on this world. And the years that are remaining, we don't want to just go through life like that. It would be important and of paramount importance that the remaining years that God has granted us, we do the best that we can, and we be led by comparing a vision. The vision of, by the end of this year, for example, I must develop 2, 3 directors who are qualified. You know what? When that is the vision and it is compelling enough, and you don't entertain anything short of that, we will see you walking like someone who is running for something. Samuel Zakanyo will tell you that because of the vision I had to become a president team member, the walking I engaged in the streets of Nairobi, if you stood in front of me, for sure you would go down. No doubt about that. I was literally moving so fast because time became of essence. I couldn't imagine. I had purpose to become a president team member in 3 years. And I had about, just a few years, like 4 or 5 years to go, so that the 3 years would elapse. So I'm telling you, I didn't become a president team member in 3 years. I became in 4 months. I mean, the way I worked in those last 4 months prior to becoming a president team member, it was guaranteed I had to become. And we can decide today is day 1. And now you give yourself the time you want to take to become a president team member. Don't bother with, I had said I would become by this time. I have a very big book where at one point we went to Blue Springs with the likes of Samuel and Lydia Mwesa here, among others. And everybody, I still have that. Everybody wrote the date when they were to become president team members. Now, it didn't happen. But my point is this: forget about that. Actually, I will tear that paper and I burn it and I write the new dates that you send to me. And we commit, by this time, I must be a Sapphire director. By this time, I must be a Ruby director. By this time, I must be a president team member. And for me, by this time, I must be a 1 diamond director. By this time, I must be a 5 diamond director. We commit that to God and we work it out tirelessly, with all energy, with all charisma, with all fire. And there is nothing that will stop us from achieving that. There is nobody who can limit you from succeeding other than yourself. If you ask me what one thing that you should do to succeed, I will ask you to go to the mirror and you look at yourself and discover that you have been the limit to your success. This month of August, ladies and gentlemen, it is the month to go in records. Last month, people really celebrated our enormous success, our enormous improvement. But this month of August, for each one of us, it has to go to records. And I'm very keen to help each one of us as we engage the highest gear into achieving our targets for this month. My request is one: after you have planned, after you have drawn your plan, work on it on daily basis. Walk around with that plan as you travel, as you go to bed, when you wake up, have that plan in your hands. Work on it every single day. And remember, we have said we have to set it a bit high, and we convince ourselves that I must achieve it. And I can promise you for a fact, we will be able to achieve our wildest dreams. And when you achieve your dreams for this month, guess what? You'll achieve for next month and for the other month, and you keep succeeding. And that is the formula for champions. They keep on bettering their best that they have ever gotten. We have every faith and hope in each one of us. And we really